Before we talk about anything, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button. Get our likes and subscriptions up, please. You guys are watching the pod, and that is very grateful. I'm very grateful for that. But I need likes. I need shares. I need subscribers. So fuck it. We're not gonna start the show until you stop and like the video. And I would know. So that means we gotta sit here the whole 2 hours until you like the video, and that's fine. So like and subscribe if you're not already a member. Subscribe to the channel and like this video. We're not gonna start until you do that. Okay. So you should have liked, you should have subscribed by now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're gonna get it rocking and rolling, and let's get into it. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully y'all weekend was good. Mine was just really just chilling out. Usually my weekends when I'm not in my little busy season at work, usually my weekends are free. I do research for the pod, um, post promo clips, edit. Oh, the show myself, the brand, is looking for uh, an experienced editor and or graphic designer. I need someone to do my thumbnails. I need someone to help chop up these promo clips to make them a little bit better. So if you know anybody that is serious about uh, their profession as an editor or graphic designer, they want to work with a young creative. I can't pay them a whole lot of money, but I can make sure they get paid something for their time and their effort. And hopefully we can lock in and just ride this thing together until I'll be able to pay them a salary and they just do graphic designing and editing for the pod. Um, if you hear something in the background, we have maintenance people at the studio, upgrading the AC, upgrading one of the rooms. But fuck it, I don't got time, and time waits for no man. So I'm still recording content, and I can't leave y'all high and dry like that. So, uh, before we get into anything, I want to say first of all, shout out to I Banks. He just dropped his first mixtape, available anywhere you consume music. Anywhere you consume music, it's available. It's called Leo Moon. Leo Moon by I Banks. Make sure you guys go check that project out and show him love. Follow him on the socials. Get the music out there and join the movement. My favorite track off that is it's got to be Sexy, yo. I just woke up feeling sexy. I just woke up feeling sexy. Yo, that shit. So when you go check out the project, listen to everything. But I'm telling you, when you get to that song called Sexy, it is a vibe. It is a vibe. I could just imagine hearing that song ring off in a club or people getting ready, the getting ready videos, get ready with me videos, with going to the club or going out, and that song is playing. Oh my God. And I can't wait till it blow up on TikTok because I know it's gonna blow up on TikTok because it's that type of song. So shout out to I Banks. Shout out to I Banks. He's moving and shaking out here. Make sure you guys go support him. It's I Banks on all of his socials. And the new mixtape is Leo Moon. Shout out to I Banks. Leo Moon as the new mixtape. Make sure you cop it now. What else? What else we got to get out the way? I think that's it. I've been trying my hand at a little betting. I was a degenerate gambler. To be honest, I was a degenerate gambler maybe a year ago. But I got better because I stopped betting. Money got low. And I was like, ugh, you just wasted about 10, 12 grand in the last like month and a half just on bets. No. Mm-mm. I couldn't. I couldn't keep up with that lifestyle because if not, I was gonna be like Squidward off SpongeBob, off that SpongeBob episode, with a can and outside in a cardboard box. Please, sir, spare change. That's how bad it was. Um, but I'm trying out my guy. I think his name is Corey Lee on Instagram and Twitter. He the guy that he got his own Discord. It's called Everybody Eats, and I've been in there. It's $20 a month. I got in there because like last month he hit for over 100K, like damn near $250,000. One ticket he put like 3 grand up there, got 65,000 back. The other ticket I think he put like 500 up there, he got like 53,000 back. So it's good profit, you know. It's like gambling. Anything is like gambling. These NBA games, oh my god, have been shitty. When I say shitty, maybe because it's the first games and motherfuckers gotta, find a rhythm and pick it up and, see where they trying to see where the level of play is at with each other, I guess. And then I thought I didn't think we made it. See, this is how I don't watch sports. I just bet because I thought we was at the point of the playoffs to where you lose one game, you out of here. I didn't even know we had made it to the series already. I did not know that these motherfuckers got 7 game series and shit. So if I would have knew that, I would have saved my money on game one because I lost a few $100 on game one trying to bet. But we're gonna run it up, and I know I'm gonna stay down and I'm gonna hit for 15, 20, 50, $80,000, and I'm gonna still come up here and give y'all what y'all want with this content shit. I'm just gonna go even harder there. Whole shit gonna be laid out in this motherfucker. But shout out to Corey. Shout out to Everybody Eats Discord. If you got $20 and you bet, I would say join it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different capers in there to follow. People be smacking off of decent tickets, and it's nice. Let me see. We're gonna get right into it. Where do I want to start? Let's start at the Dave Chappelle interview with NPR. If you haven't watched it yet, Dave Chappelle got an interview with NPR that was just released this week, and it was a promotion because he spent a lot of money restoring a building in Ohio to convert it into a new NPR news broadcasting station. Because I guess the NPR local affiliate for that part of Ohio was losing funding. So Dave Chappelle stepped in, gave them the funding to keep getting on air, delivering news that we need. And they interviewed him for that. Of course, the journalist talked about his life, talked about why he did the comedy special in Saudi Arabia, talked about the trans jokes. It's really a good interview. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Dave Chappelle spoke very eloquently. I think he wasn't explaining or defending his views or his points. So that was like a little that was refreshing to see. And my whole thing is, and he said something which is led to this point of why I brought it up. Because he was like, he didn't like how the Republicans start using trans jokes as weaponizing to institute laws and make policy. And then people on Twitter had a fucking field day because it was like, well, you told a joke. What do you think was going to happen? What do you mean? It was like, the way I look at things, somebody's either funny or they're not. You either get the joke or you don't get the joke. But trying to counsel this man, trying to, I guess, bullying him for what? I don't understand that. And I don't think when I watch Dave Chappelle, and I'm a part of the community, And when I watch Dave Chappelle, I don't see hate. I don't. I'm a person, I don't see hate. And I'm very socially aware of intentions, feelings. I think is what you call traumatic traumatic intelligence. I learned that from my therapist. Traumatic intelligence. So I can pick up on small social cues. And when I watch Dave Chappelle specials, and when I watch him just through this world, and I follow him or whatever, I don't see hate. I really don't. I don't see him hating trans people or the LGBTQ community. Um, that's why I said it's either you like his jokes or you're not. But I don't see how people that get they can't take a joke. I don't understand that. And we train we stand with transsexuals and transgender men and women. They have the right to live freely. They have the right to be happy. They have the right to live their life how they want to live it. Um, and Dave Chappelle has a right to make jokes about anybody. So it's two sides to the coin. I feel like if one side can be heard, then I feel like we should hold space, whether we agree with the opinions or not. We should hold space for a counteraction, a counterpoint to that argument. That's what makes us, first of all, Americans, and secondly, that's what makes us human. When we go through disagreement and strife, sometimes that leads us into a better path of understanding. And it just seems like in 2026, people aren't listening to understand or not listening to come together. It's just you did something I don't like, and I'm gonna keep you over that side forever. And it's so much like tribalism, and I don't like it. I don't think in 20 to 30 years we're going to be in a good space in this country or in this society, because we're moving to a you do something once and that's your whole life. That should be you should be offended by that, and you should be held accountable for that for the rest of your life, which to a certain point I can see. But like to the baby thing, and we're gonna move off this topic, but to the baby thing, when he said on that stage, if I'm remembering correctly, they told me they're out there sucking dick in the parking lot. And I don't know if he said or, but I know that was the gist of what he said. They told me they're out there sucking dick in the parking lot. I don't know if he said something about a disease or something like that. And then they counseled him, and then he came out recently and did an interview and said he went from making $300,000-$400,000 a show to like 30-40K a show. And even 30-40K, that's good, my nigga. But I need to see more before I just get up and counsel somebody, because things are situational. People can heal, people can grow, and I'm a firm believer of you can't tell me how to think, just like I can't tell you how to think. As long as you're not advocating the death of a group of people based off their sexuality, based off their race, based off their political party, as long as you're not advocating the death of a group of people based off of those things, then or advocating death, period, then I'm not going to say that you need to be silenced, that your voice doesn't matter, that your voice doesn't have credence in this society. Um, I feel like that's one of the things why Donald Trump got elected. And whether it's right or wrong, these people felt like they didn't have a voice. 77 million people didn't just wake up one day and decided to vote for this man. And the whole 77 million people aren't racist. I'm not, and I put that on my soul, put that on my life. All of them, that whole 77 million people that voted for him in that previous election is not racist. Now, a good majority of them, I feel, are. A good majority of them have some type of prejudice or bias. And a good majority of them is, I can't trust the Democrats, and the Republicans is in the same boat as the Democrats. They're all career politicians that only care about enriching themselves. And this guy is coming from the outside, and he's saying the things that I like, and he's saying the things that's going to get me riled up. So I'm going to vote for him. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying that's how some of his voters thought. They felt like that they wasn't getting heard, that the Democrats only pandered to minorities and only pandered to the LGBTQ community, and they felt like their voice wasn't heard. So they went with somebody that they felt was going to champion them and take their rights to DC and, get behind them, which we know is not the case, but still, that's what they felt. So yeah, I like Dave Chappelle. Whether you think a joke is funny or not, I feel like comedians, musical. Jesus, I was trying to mix musical and musician all together. Sorry, musical artists, any type of artists, musical artists, painters, um, authors, comedians. I feel in the space of their job, they can say whatever they want. A New York Times journalist should be able to speak against the president, should be able to speak against this government if they're doing something wrong. They shouldn't be censored because only one half of America likes that, and the one that don't like it is in power right now. I feel like musical artists, they should be able to record uh, protest music like the T.I. album, Us or Else. Um, it's a few different other tracks. They should be able to speak truth to power without being silenced. And same thing with Dave Chappelle and any comedians. In that stand up and doing your stand up set, Amy Schumer, I feel, is a joke thief. I feel like she can be racist or is racist because some of her black jokes, I don't look at it as jokes, but that's just me. And I don't support Amy Schumer. I don't anything she's in, I don't watch it. Uh but clearly she speaks for however many people she speaks for because she's a millionaire and she sell out shows. But that's just not me. She still has the right to say whatever she wants, and I have the right to not listen to it and not agree with it. So, moving on. Something that caught my eye before we get into the topic. Something that caught my eye. Euro vaginal probiotic. Let me say that again. Euro. And I need some money from this paid advertisement, Euro. Euro is a vaginal probiotic. The Euro Vaginal Probiotic is a daily supplement designed to support vaginal health, pH balance, and odor control using a blend of lactobacillus. It is a medical term for certain type of strains that I cannot pronounce. Uh, and prebiotics. It's basically, from what I read, it's a from what I read, it's either a pill that you take orally or it's a pill that dissolves, that you put up your little cooter, your little and it dissolves and it makes everything smell like roses and dandelions. Now, my thing. Now, This is not coming for the women that has medical problems. Now, if you have medical problems that you can't control the stench or the smell or the pH balance of your, I understand that. So this is not me making jokes. It's not to y'all. Y'all, it's medical. Y'all can't control that. And I pray and hope that you conquer that um, medical diagnosis and you come to the rest of the world smelling freshly clean. To the women that needs to take it for not medical use, maybe you need to change your diet. Maybe something is not working because if you got to take a probiotic, if you got to take a probiotic to make oh ah your smell good, huh? I don't know. I don't know. And it just blew my mind because it's 2026 and you could damn near take a pill for anything nowadays. But when I saw the commercial, I was watching something on Tubi, honestly, and I saw it. And I'm like, nah. I thought this was some Tubi shit. I thought this was a part of the movie or the TV show I was watching. No, it is an actual company called Euro that you can. It's an actual company called Euro that women, if they have stinky, they can take it and it makes their smell like roses and dandelions and strawberries. Um, I want to do a case study. So to the women that's watching this and that's fans and supporters of the show, I want a case study. You're gonna sign a release form, and I want to taste. I want to taste your before the medicine, and then I want to taste your after you've been taking the medicine for a few weeks. Now, I'm only doing this for scientific research purposes. I'm only doing this to provide a comprehensive study for my fans and my followers so they know if they have a sister, or if they have a girl, or if they have a wife that has a problem with a stinky, then they can use this medicine and it can be backed, tested, and proven by Vaughan. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. So I need a woman, maybe need two women, because it maybe three women. I need three women. I need one to be the control, and then the other two would be the real study. I need three women to step up and take the pledge, like that girl did in what was it called? Fuck. Oh shit. Not Maze Runner. It was I can't even think of the name right now. It was they were split up in districts and shit like that. And she stepped to the front. I be tribute. And I never watched it. I know that scene from the motherfucker. I cannot think of it, but yeah. I be tribute. I be the pappy. Um so yeah, that was I found that funny. Now let's get into a little bit more serious news. Uh, the Virginia Beach oceanfront council members voted on Thursday after hearing from the public on the proposal. They voted 10-1 that they will create a curfew for anyone regardless of age, and the curfew will begin at 9 p.m. and last through 5 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays for the next 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, at Virginia Beach oceanfront, there are curfew in effect from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. for everybody, regardless of age. They made a few exceptions. If you're staying at a hotel down there, if you're going to a concert down there, I think if you was going to a restaurant or bar down there, they made a few exceptions, but not a lot. Um, and a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset because it's beach week. A lot of small business owners have came out and spoke against it because they said it would hurt their business. Of course, and a lot of other people like Rhoda Young went to the actual city council meeting, and she was like, "I want to know how y'all can tell me as a grown 50-something-year-old woman, how can I, what time I need to be off the ocean front now?" And this is my thing. I talked about it on the last podcast, and I said a post on my Facebook page the other day about it as well. All the people from the last incident, the last incident where 8 people were shot on the ocean front about 2 weeks ago, all of them, except for one, it was one girl that was from Portsmouth. Everybody else was from Henrico County or Lancaster, Virginia. Wherever the fuck Lancaster is at, I have no fucking clue. But it was only one person involved, and she was a victim. There's only one person involved that was a victim that lived or is from the 757 or the Hampton Roads area. Everybody else came from outside of the Hampton Roads area. Maybe, and this was what I said on Facebook, maybe the Virginia Beach Police Department and the Virginia Beach City Council needs to put a curfew on citizens that are not from the Hampton Roads area. If you cannot produce an ID and that ID is located within the 757, whether Virginia Beach or the Norfolk or the Chesapeake or the Hampton or the Newport News or the Portsmouth or the Suffolk, if you don't live in those 7 cities, then no, you cannot be on the ocean front after 9 p.m. If that was me. And then if more incidents kept happening, and now they're happening with people that's actually from the 757 area or the Hampton Roads area, we'll trespass. I ain't gonna go to the curfew automatically. We'll trespass them. And then the next time we'll trespass them, let's say we're trespassing for a whole year. You can't come to the ocean front for a year. And if we catch you on the ocean front within that year, we're going to arrest you and we're going to charge you of trespassing, and we're going to make sure you get at least a few months in jail for not abiding by the law. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think we need to go that way anyway, honestly. I don't know what's I honestly don't know how can you cure, because everybody was like, oh, we need to figure out a way to stop this violence and on the ocean front, and the ocean front used to be a place for families and da 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 da. I understand that. But my thought process is, how do you cure violence when we live in a state where you can open carry and you can conceal carry? And a lot of these altercations is happening with young people that don't have good conflict resolution skills. They don't. You can cut it any way you want to cut it, but these young people out here today do not have good conflict resolution skills. And clearly we're seeing it story after story of people getting shot, girls getting shot, girls shooting guys, guys shooting guys, guys shooting girls. And then all of these people have either switches or 30-round clips on them, and they can't even fucking shoot. That's the crazy part. It's like, I can understand if you got a 30-round clip and you actually practice with that motherfucker and you surgical like John Wick with that motherfucker. But they be shooting and they be hitting innocent people, be hitting innocent kids and innocent old ladies and old men and innocent mothers. I don't know how we fix this problem at Virginia Beach Oceanfront, but I do know it's a problem. I do know it needs to be addressed, and I just don't know. And if this is any indication of of what the summer is going to be like, boy, boy, it is going to be a hot one. And that I ain't talking about just the weather. Now I'm talking about it's gonna be hot with a whole lot of other shit. Y'all gonna make the block hot. And then um, I seen a picture. I think it was today or yesterday. Motherfuckers, they ain't going to the ocean front no more. Now they going out Ocean View, out Norfolk. Now they going to Hampton, Buckrow Beach, and things maybe, hopefully not. But once things start happening there, then those city councils is going to start doing the same thing. Those city councils is going to start pressing the issue. Then you're going to wake up one day and be like, well, damn, we'll never have nothing. We can't never do nothing in Virginia. They'll never let us have nothing because y'all always fucking it up. I mean, am I lying? Am I lying? No, I'm not. Y'all always fucking it up. And then y'all want to say, well, they don't never let us have nothing. Stop fucking it up. There was a point in time when I moved back down here from New York. And I was going out places and shit. And I'm from Portsmouth. So I was going to a few spots. Then when I started seeing how people was moving in the spots, how the energy was off, I really stopped going out. And then a lot of these spots that I was going to back in Portsmouth a few years ago, they got shut down because people was getting killed in front of the building or getting killed in the parking lot or multiple people getting shot in the parking lot. Like, what the fuck? Who wants to go out and have a good time and have to worry about people? Man, let me just be honest. Why do I have to worry about people that look like myself trying to hurt me or hurt each other? Why? When I'm just trying to go out and see some fat asses and maybe smoke a little hookah and maybe have a few shots of Douce. That is it. And get some fried chicken wings, fried hard with some macaroni and cheese and some collard greens. Shout out to the bank bistro. But yeah, and motherfuckers was complaining about that. They was complaining about how Portsmouth never got nothing and why they shutting everything down and we can't even get a liquor license. No, because wherever you motherfuckers congregate at and liquor is involved, and then you add women to the mix and men is going to come because there's women there, and then you add animosity for some reason, then you add, and this is the biggest component, you add people in the mix that don't have no type of conflict resolution skills. It's all, you looked at me wrong, you gave me the wrong look, or you bumped me even though it's wall to wall 200 people in this motherfucking building that supposedly only fit 125 or 150 people. What the fuck you mean? Yes, I'm a bump niggas when I'm trying to go to the bathroom or when I'm trying to go to the bar. I'm not fucking bumping niggas like Mo Green or fucking OJ Simpson on the field. Excuse me, goddammit. That shouldn't cause us to get into a fight or cause us of pulling out guns on each other and shooting each other. It should. And y'all do that. Y'all do that shit. And it's just not isolated to Portsmouth, because I don't like that talk either. Oh my God, Portsmouth is so bad. Portsmouth. That's the only thing you hear about Portsmouth nowadays. But Niggas was doing that in Norfolk. Niggas was doing that on Grammar Street. That's why a lot of the times in the past few years since I've been back, it's been a few establishments that went up. It's been jumping. It's lit for a few months. Everybody like it, and then somebody gets shot outside, or somebody die outside, and then the city like, hey, don't let that happen again. Then a few weeks later, or maybe even a few days later, another person gets shot, or another person died outside the business. Yeah, we closing that. 2 people done died in front of your business. 2 of our citizens. And then, oh, well, the city don't let us do nothing. No, you people don't know how to come out and act properly. That's why I shout out to Lisa's. I ain't been to Lisa's because I ain't old enough to get in. But it's a restaurant in Portsmouth called Lisa's, and I believe it's 30 and up. I believe you can't wear sneakers. I believe it's some type of professional hard bottom type shoe you have to wear. But I've heard a lot of older people talk about going into Lisa's, having a good time, laughing, men and women, laughing, joking. The atmosphere is great. They don't have to, and their main takeaway is, and I'm so glad I don't have to worry about them YNs and them YBs messing up the energy, just making the shit even more ghetto. Because we all black, and we all can be ghetto and have ghetto-ish tendencies. But to be ghetto and to be ratchet 100% of the time, 24/7, it is very tiring. Especially when you're around an environment where people just want to go out, have a good time, be in a nice atmosphere and space, and it's gonna be lit. I think, honestly, I think if more places pop up that is age restricted, I think that'd be a good deterrent as well. You can't come in here unless you're 25 and older. Or you can't come in here unless you're 28 and older. Oh, we can't do nothing. Learn how to act. If y'all want to do something, if y'all young 20-year-olds and y'all want to be lit in another state. Go to Miami and do that shit in Miami. Go to Houston and do that shit in Houston. Go to Vegas and do that shit in Vegas. I would say go to LA and do that shit in LA, but you don't want to fuck around out there, yeah. You don't want to fuck around out there. So yeah, I don't know what's the overall fix answer for the violence that's happening at the oceanfront, the violence that's happening around the Hampton Roads area. I think it's a mix of what people learning at home. I think it's a mix of what they see and what they want to do as well. And I say to that is like, I hate when I look on the news and I see people with nonprofits that help the youth and that work in the streets. Oh, jobs. They don't have jobs, and it ain't no jobs. If they had jobs, what kind of jobs do you want? What do you mean jobs? These niggas don't want no job. That's the thing. I don't understand that. And then the niggas that do want a job, they get a job. But these people don't want a job. And maybe the public transportation in the Hampton Roads should be better. I think the public transportation in Hampton Roads should mirror the public transportation in New York City. And the reason why I say that is because shit is just so spread out up here, and kind of like in New York City too. But you can catch a bus from Queens, and depending on where that bus goes, you can get dropped off in another barrel or the edge of a barrel of like Brooklyn or Manhattan and get on another bus. And it's all interconnected. And I think a better public transportation system could help with young people, because a lot of young people don't have cars and they have to rely on family member or friends to get into from work, or Uber, which is very expensive. So I can say that maybe public transportation in the Hampton Roads area could be modernized to fit the increasing portion of people that don't have vehicles and people that still need to get around. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Where we're going? Where we're going? Since we on Portsmouth, let's stay on Portsmouth. Detectives remove key player in narcotics and local narcotics operation. On the morning of April the 16th, in the quiet neighborhood of Mount Hermon, a precision law enforcement operation began. What began as a typical Thursday for residents, for the detectives of the Special Investigations and Fugitive Apprehension Units, the end game of a major narcotics investigation was beginning. By 11:45 a.m., specialized teams had established a quiet perimeter. Their target, Walter Freeman Jr. Let me say that again. By 11:45 a.m., dun dun, specialized teams had established a quiet perimeter. Dun dun. Their target, Walter Freeman Jr., 64, a convicted felon and suspected dealer whose activities had drawn the attention of both neighbors and police. The operation was a direct response to the community's refusal to let their streets be used for illegal trade. We received several crime tips from the community, noted the lead detective. Those tips, combined with direct Jesus, man. Those tips, combined with direct surveillance of narcotics transactions, gave investigators the leverage needed to secure 3 warrants for Freeman's person, for Freeman's vehicle, and for Freeman's residence in the 2500 block of Oak Leaf Place. The tactical plan relied on patience. Units staged throughout the neighborhood, waiting for the suspect's signature maroon BMW to appear. At approximately 12:20 p.m., Freeman Jr. drove into the area. Detectives moved in immediately, taking him into custody without incident. Once the arrest was made, the subsequent searches revealed the scale of the distribution operation. Sergeant Vanderslice. I swear to God, that's his name. I swear to God, that's his name, y'all. Sergeant Vanderslice, the operations supervisor, confirmed the recovery of 6 ounces of crack cocaine. What Morgan Freeman say to that little nigga on Lean On Me on the roof? You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? But then jump. And 1 ounce of fentanyl. So they found 6 ounces of crack cocaine and 1 ounce of fentanyl. The fentanyl was already processed into 159 individual capsules. So you can tell I'm removed from this shit, y'all. When did they start making pills out of fentanyl when it's not a safe level to take fentanyl of any type of kind, amount, anything? And these motherfuckers is pressing pills. 1 ounce of fentanyl. The fentanyl was already processed into 159 individual capsules. Yes, Mr. Walter Freeman Jr. I will see you in the next life, sir. You're not coming home. You're 64 years old already. You're not coming home. Let me finish, though. The fentanyl, they found 6 ounces of crack cocaine, 1 ounce of fentanyl. The fentanyl was already processed into 159 individual capsules. So he was ready to get them shits off immediately. Detectives say these type of drugs represent a significant quantity of drugs responsible for a surge in local overdoses. Oh my God, my man. Hopefully they don't try to tie no bodies to this man. They said these drugs representing a significant quantity of drugs responsible for a surge in local overdoses. 2 firearms and ammunition were seized. Of course, you got drugs, you're going to have guns. Because Freeman is a violent felon. Oh, Lord. His possession of these weapons carries severe legal weight. You're done. What they say? Stick a fork in him. He's done. He's done. Cash and various tools for weighing and packaging of narcotics for sale was also found scattered throughout the house. Damn. What they do with the money? That's what I want to know. And I'm going to finish the story. I only got one more point to make. What do they do with this money they collect? Why can't they give this money back to the community? Or why couldn't I have a... That's what I would do. I'm going to be honest. That's what I would do. And maybe I wouldn't do it every time. But if I was a police officer and I was working on a special narcotics case or whatever the fuck you want to call it, if I knew we was going to raid somebody's house and they supposedly have money, drugs, and all of this stuff, if I knew we was going to do that on a Thursday morning, maybe that maybe that Tuesday or Wednesday night, I'm sneaking in and I'm robbing them, and I don't want the drugs. I just want the money. I just want the money. And I get the money, I donate. Of course, I pay my tithes and offerings. You got to pay my tithes and offerings. And I donate some money to a local charity, and then I keep the rest. I ain't gonna lie, I keep the rest. I convert the shit into Bitcoin immediately. And I would keep converting the shit into Bitcoin immediately. So even if I get caught, I don't care if you give me 5 years, 10 years, whatever the fuck. When I get out, that password to my Bitcoin wallet is in here. And when I get out, I know it's X amount of money is there for me so I can start my life anew somewhere else. But yeah, because the money is only going to sit in an evidence locker, then going to be presented at trial. They're going to take pictures of it, put it on the table, spread it out with the guns and the drugs and shit, take pictures of it. Oh, look what we caught. And then sooner or later, it's either going to get destroyed or it's going to be used for whatever the Portsmouth Police Department want to use it for. Fuck that. Give me the money. Accountability, though. Freeman Jr. now faces a series of heavy felony charges, including possession with the intent to distribute fentanyl and cocaine, multiple counts related to the illegal possessions of firearms, and ammunition by a convicted felon. The operation serves as a reminder of the power of the police community partnerships. As Sergeant Vanderslice put it, detectives did a good job today by taking dangerous drugs off the streets and a dangerous felon. The operations underscores the vital role community members play in keeping Portsmouth neighborhoods safe. The Portsmouth Police Department encourages residents to continue reporting suspicious activity through the department's tip line. Come on, Walter. Really? You're too old for this life, Walter. And now you're 64. You're 64 years old, and you are facing multiple charges of possession with intent to distribute fentanyl and cocaine, and multiple counts related to illegal possession of firearms and ammunition by a convicted felon. I think with the firearms charges and you being a convicted felon, I believe that's like 5 years off rip you're going to jail for. Then with the possession of intent to distribute, not only crack cocaine, nigga, you was getting off Fentanyl, nigga. Like you Rihanna or something. You was getting off fentanyl. Yes, that's probably be another 20 years. So at the minimum, let's just say you're gonna get probably anywhere between 20 to 25 years. And that is your life. Shit. 20 years plus 64, that's 84, nigga. And I don't think you're gonna make it to 84. What did we learn? Young kids, young guys that is in these streets, that is doing this shit. You can do whatever you want to do, player. But this man is 64 years old. And even if they don't give this man life, this man is about to go to jail for the rest of his life. He's going to die in jail more than likely. For what? A few grand? Maybe a few tens of thousands of dollars that you can eventually make on a job somewhere, working a 9 to 5. Why? The risk outweighs the benefits. But it's your life. And I just want you to know what a lot of people don't know. Time don't stop when you go in jail. Time stops for you because you're in jail. But everybody else on the outside, people are still dying. People are still getting married. Babies are still being born. People are still getting new cars, going into new houses, making more money. And the only life that stopped, the only life that's put on hold is yours. And your guys, your day ones, your 4Ls. Sooner or later, they're going to forget about you. Them niggas don't even got money to take care of themselves in the real world. So you think they're going to keep sending you money to put on your books? Sad situation. We moving on, though. We're moving on. Going to a case that hits home a little bit. 3 SP Morton Elementary staff members charged with allegations of physical abuse of students. 3 SP Morton Elementary School staff members charged with allegations of possible abuse of students. These people. 3 staff members at a Franklin Elementary School face charges following allegations they physically abused a student in a special education classroom. Jesse Blow was charged with abduction, assault and battery, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor, while Tabitha Saunders was charged with 2 counts of assault and battery, contributing to the delinquency of a minor and abduction, and Dana Blow was charged with assault and battery and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. They were charged March the 18th. So I'm guessing 2 of these people are related. Dana Blow and Jesse Blow. They are either mother and daughter or sisters. But they're related. I know I could put some money that they're related. So mother or daughter or sisters. Franklin City Schools said in a statement that it conducted an internal review related to the use of inappropriate restraint and confirmed that the 3 staff members are no longer working in the special education classroom. Not they're no longer working for the school, not they're no longer working for the district, not they were fired pending an investigation or suspended pending an investigation. It said hold on. It said, whew. I'm a little upset. I'm trying to get my words together because how does the public school system of Franklin City release a statement that says they are no longer working in a special education classroom? So clearly, you're still going to have these people around kids, or you don't know how to put out a clear and concise statement. Either of those two things. Either you're going to keep having these parents or these teachers around kids that they can potentially abuse, or you don't know how to put out a public and concise statement showing your true intentions and the true representation of the actions taken. But we move on. Further adding that the school remains committed to maintaining a safe and supportive learning environment. School officials could not provide further details due to it being a personal matter, but said they would continue to review their policies and ensure all expectations for student care are clearly understood and consistently followed. The investigation began February 26 after the Franklin Police Department was notified by the city's Department of Social Service about a report involving a 4-year-old student at SP Morton Elementary School in a special education classroom. According to a criminal complaint, surveillance video, they got video from the class. According to a criminal complaint, surveillance video from February 12th inside the classroom shows a child pacing when Tabitha Saunders, a staff member, appears to lunge towards him. The child then raises his hands in a defensive position. Yeah. I'm not laughing. First of all, if you know me, you know I have a great sense of humor. I'm not laughing that this has happened to them kids. What I'm laughing at is it says Tabitha Saunders, a staff member, appears to lunge toward him. The child then raises his hands in a defensive position. I'm laughing at the fact of I could just imagine how he squared up on that lady, yo. Like, what's up? What's up? What's up? Because I have family members that have mental disabilities, and they strong. They know how to fight. And I could just imagine him trying to square up with that lady and what he was doing. Sorry. Police said Saunders and other staff members, Blow, later grabbed the child, carried him across the room, and placed him in a Rifton chair. Court paperwork notes the chair is designed to provide posture support and was allegedly used to restrain the child using a lap belt. Ugh. Paperwork shows authorities said the child was not displaying threatening behavior at the time. A statement provided to social services by a school division official indicates that mechanical restraints are only permitted when a student poses a danger to themselves or others. Authorities said this was not the case. Investigators said the child appeared visibly distressed before eventually being released by another teacher. A separate complaint related to the incident states that the parent reported witnessing her child strapped into the chair when she came to pick him up, and said she was not notified of any behavior incident before arriving at the school. So why was my child put in that chair if he didn't do nothing? Remember that point. Court documents also allege Saunders and Blow flicked the child's ear. A second parent has also come forward. Chelsea Chuning told 10 on Your Side her 3-year-old son, who is nonverbal and autistic, was in the same classroom. She said her child was once sent home early for a reported fever, but when she checked his temperature at home, it was normal. She said instead noticed bruising on his body and has not received clear answers about what happened. This incident, she said, happened on December the 9th, 2025. Choning said nothing ever came of it. Jesse Blow and Tabitha Saunders are due back in court June the 3rd, and Dana Blow also faces a judge on July the 15th. So this one parent, she noticed bruises on her child, was sent home early with bruises on, but you said it was a fever. That was on December the 9th. We're now in April. April. And still no word about what happened to my child. And I feel like, hold on. I feel like that speaks to the overall case of these three people in this classroom, these three teachers in this classroom. First, you said you sent somebody home with a reported fever, but he came home with bruises. So that would mean to me, in my brain, how my brain works and critical thinking skills that I was bestowed by the great Lord with, my critical thinking skills would say that day with Chelsea's son, something happened. Y'all restrained him, like y'all clearly y'all have a history of putting your hands on kids unwarrantedly. Clearly, y'all restrained him. Maybe he kept fighting. And after a while, y'all was like, fuck it, man. Let's just call his mama and come pick him up. He got a fever. He got to go. And he was home. He got sent home. And then, of course, the mama going to check. Because if you say my child has a fever, I'm just not going to say, okay, go in your room and lay down. No, I'm going to do my own little investigation. And she found bruises on him. And SP Martin Elementary School, nor Franklin City Public Schools have gotten back with her and said why was the reason that her son had came home with bruises. Leading to this current case with Dana Blow and Jesse Blow and Tabitha Saunders. Why the fuck y'all putting y'all hands on a kid in the first place? And if y'all, first of all, you have to be a strong person to take care of or teach a child with special needs. You have to have the strength I feel like the strength, the compassion, the grace, the patience of a Jesus Christ. Because it's hard. It is hard. I've been around my family members that have had kids with mental disabilities. And it's hard, yo. It is very hard. It's one of the hardest things I feel like a parent would ever have to go through in his life, honestly. It's raising a special needs child. So, with that information, we already know how kids that don't have special needs, we know how some of them is so bad as fuck, it makes this part of my neck just itch. That's how bad they are. Kids that don't have special needs in regular classrooms. And teachers deal with that all day. I know I couldn't do it. That's why I ain't never going to the school system. Let me add another level on that. Let me tell you why a lot of teachers. So if regular kids in regular classrooms are annoying and can be, little terrorists or whatever, it takes a special kind of educator, a special kind of a teacher to deal with special needs kids. And clearly, These three people, these three women, do not have the tools nor the patience to deal with special education kids properly. I don't think they got the patience or the tools to deal with any kids properly, but especially special education kids, where you're gonna have to tell them 100 times to do something. You're gonna have to keep reinforcing the same thing over and over again. And some of that, a lot of that, damn near all of that, they can't control. So that's why I say you have to have the patience and the grace and the compassion of maybe someone like a Jesus Christ. If you're going to interact with special education kids. And clearly, these women, these abusers, do not have those skills. And where was the administrative staff and where was the school board when parents kept voicing their concerns about the same type of incidents happening with these same type of people at the same school? Where was the parents? Where was the educators? Where was the school board? But we will be talking about the real story if they didn't get arrested, if parents didn't respond in an adult way, if they responded in a childish and petty way and went up there and beat up those women, then we would have been talking about the news coverage where the parents hop on teachers unwarrantedly and parents drag teachers for no reason. These people need to be held accountable. And the senior administration of that school needs to be held accountable too, especially if they knew about it. Because clearly, multiple parents have been making complaints for a while before this even happened. And what are we doing? Parents shouldn't have to feel or be in fear when they send in their special needs kids to schools. Parents shouldn't have to fear if the teachers and the adults that is supposed to teach and nourish and protect these kids. Parents shouldn't fear that they're the ones being the most abusive. And where do we go from here? We go with these people licenses being revoked, and they shouldn't be allowed around kids at all forever. Not in a daycare setting, not on a after school program setting, not in a special ed classroom, not as a paraprofessional, not as a teacher resource, none of that. You shouldn't be around kids, and you should get some jail time. You should get some jail time. My thoughts and prayers goes out to the families of the kids that's involved. Um, we're going to be keeping a close eye on this story on this platform because this hits a little home. I know one of the kids' families that was impacted by these three demons, and we're going to keep them in our prayers. Um, yeah, we're going to keep them in our prayers, and we're going to keep our foot on their necks. And I was about to say something if you see them out on the street, but no, don't do that. We don't promote violence here, but that is some fucked up shit that they did, and that does need to be held accountable. Let's go to the last topic before we get out of here. Mm. This is going to be a sad one. Trigger warning. This is a trigger warning for individuals that deal with mental health. What I'm about to talk about right now has to deal with suicide and more than likely depression, domestic violence issues. So please, if If you can't deal with that, maybe skip this part of the segment. And thank you again. Former Virginian Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife and himself overnight, local police told the media Thursday morning. The incident occurred while the couple's children were in the home, and Fairfax's son called 911 just after midnight. Fairfax County Police Chief Ken Davis described the incident as the result of a domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce. While the investigation into the incident has just begun, officials said attorneys recently served Fairfax with paperwork indicating when he was scheduled to appear in court for divorce proceedings. Fairfax, 47, previously served as lieutenant governor under Governor Ralph Northam from 2018 to 2022. During his tenure, 2 women accused Fairfax of sexual assault, prompting Democrats to call for his resignation. He denied the accusations, saying all interactions were consensual, remained in his role, and called for an FBI investigation into the allegations. He ran for governor in 2021, but lost in the Democratic primary to the ultimate winner, Terry McAuliffe. Where if you've been watching the pod for a while, and we spoke about certain things that's having to deal with murder, suicide, and people going into grocery stores or in public places and shooting those places up and then killing themselves when the police get close. My feelings about that hasn't changed. If you are going through something and you feel like you feel like you become a homicidal to where you want to kill people, get help. Please get help. Check yourself into a hospital. Be around loved ones that can help. And if that don't work and you still feel that way, I would say just go ahead and pick up your gun, man, and kill yourself. If you can't get help and you still feel like you want to kill a lot of people, innocent people that did nothing to you, then yes, go ahead and kill yourself. I would rather that. I would rather be crying over one person that struggled with suicide and struggled with depression and ended up killing himself. I would rather cry over that than to cry over how 10 or 12 or 18 people in a Walmart or in a Kroger or in a Harris Teeter or in a church have died. And then this man killed himself because he was hurt. I would rather hurt and send prayers for one person rather than hurt and send prayers for 18 people. Goes to this issue. Justin, if you were struggling with mental health that bad, you should have just killed yourself, honestly. And I don't promote that, but I'm just saying, before you start killing other people, take yourself out. Take yourself out. And not only did you just kill another person, you killed the mother of your kids. The mother of your kids you killed. As a man, how do you look the mother of your kids in her eyes and take her life? How do you do that? And not only you took her life with your 2 kids in the home. And your son came in and called police after he heard the second shot. Fucking coward. And that's the only thing That's the only way I can sum it up. That's the only way I can attribute it, an adjective or a noun or whatever it is to describe that man is a fucking coward. A fucking coward. To not only take the mother of his kid's life, he took her life in the same home where his two kids was living. Do you know, you bitch ass man, you non man ass man, do you know the type of hurt and traumatic trauma, stress you done ingrained into these kids' life that is going to probably take a whole lot of time and a whole lot of therapy to get over? Not only did they lose their mother in one night, in that very next instance, they lost their pussy ass father too. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I've been told I'm full of myself. I've been told I'm conceited. I believe in I'm conceited. Um, I've been told that uh, I love myself too much. But let me be honest with you. I love these. I'm gonna say a few points. I'm gonna go through these points. I love myself too much to where I would never kill myself. I don't see how people kill themselves. I mean, you think the hurting stops? I guess we don't know what's on the other side, but eh, you really eliminating any type of opportunity for it to get better. That's my whole mindset and my whole outlook on life. Tomorrow's another opportunity for this shit to go away, for this shit can get better, for me to be at the place I want to be. And me killing myself will really be me cheating myself. And then secondly, not only did you kill yourself, but you killed your wife, the mother of your kids, before you killed yourself. And I never understood that. I never understood, even the men that don't kill themselves after they killed their spouse, I never understood the killing the spouse type of thing. Do you think I hate you so much to the point I'm gonna kill you and basically, in effect, kill myself at the same way? Not physically kill myself, but once I kill you, my life is over. I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. So yes, my life is over. When I kill you, you die in all practical purposes, my life ends and I die as well when I'm in jail for the rest of my life. I ain't never hate nobody that bad to to want to kill them, because I know that would be essentially me killing myself as well. Why don't men just get away? Like, I understand you got a lot of time spent with this spouse and you got a lot of whatever spent and energy, money, time wasted, but you still have your life, man. You still have your knowledge, your job, your whatever. Just like I got you, I'm gonna get another one. But you remove all of that when you kill her, and then you don't kill yourself, because you're gonna be in a place for the rest of your life where it's just men. So if you're a heterosexual man, that's, I don't want to get too much into that, but maybe that's for next pod. But if you're a heterosexual man, a man that loves and all of the the things and the feelings and the sensations and the grip and the texture and the taste of getting some good ooh ah. Why would you put yourself in a situation for you to never get ooh ah ever again? I don't understand that. I said it on the last one when I was talking about Pooh Ice. Tough, dumb guys, I'm scared of them. Please, please. I pray to God every morning when I wake up that I don't cross paths, that He keep me in the arms of His grace and mercy away from tough, dumb guys. Because tough, dumb guys is going to be the end of our species. Real shit. You have to get away from them. My thoughts and my prayers go out to the family, the kids that lost their mom and their dad, and now they're out here alone. They may have aunts and uncles, they may have grandparents, but for all intents and purposes, it's just going to be them two walking this path of life alone for the rest of their lives. And it shouldn't have been this way, honestly. And it's sad. And women, if yourself or if you know another woman that's in a domestic violence, domestic abusive relationship, please get help. Please put a plan together and get away from that man before it's too late. I am tired of waking up and seeing story after story and case after case of women that couldn't get away. It's sad. It's sad. But this is the show, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. What you see is what you get with me. You see, I give you international news. I give you pop culture shit. I give you real shit that's happening in our lives and in this country that affects us, that a lot of people are not talking about. I talk about shit that's going on in culture, shit that's going on in Virginia, because shout out to my Virginia folks. Shout out to them. 2 up, 2 down. But yeah, I'm gonna keep posting this content. Any suggestions, let me know. If you got any feedback or you want me to cover some stories, hit me on my TikTok DM. Slide in my DM on TikTok at the Vaughan Show and let me know. And I do my little research and I get with it. We're gonna be having this year is all about trying new things, trying new lightings, trying new seats, tables, new backgrounds, trying new content pieces, whether that means getting interviews up here, having a rotation of co-hosts, kind of like something like the Joe Budden Show. All of that is meant for the growth of the channel, the growth of the pod, and I'm going to find out what's working and what's not working, and I'm going to keep readjusting, pivoting. And thank you guys for being a part of the ride. Make sure you like and you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you go follow the links on TikTok, IG, The Vaughan Show. Go follow The Vaughan Show on IG and TikTok right now. It's in the description of this video. If you scroll to the bottom, you're going to see where the Vaughan Show links is at, and click on it. It's going to take you right there to the to TikTok. It's going to take you right there to Instagram. hit the follow us, interact with the promo clips, show you boys some love. Vaughan, my personal links is Vaughan with 2 underscores. Vaughan with 2 underscores. On TikTok, IG, and Twitter, Vaughan with 2 underscores. Sorry, I had a brain fart. The quote of the day. I believe I got a quote of the day. I think I got a joke of the day. The quote of the pod. The quote of the pod. The quote of the pod. Always pray for alignment. To be at the right place at the right time around the right people will help you get to your destiny. Always pray for alignment. To be at the right place at the right time around the right people who will help you get to your destiny. Now, that was the quote of the pod. This is how we end every pod. I do a little excerpt from a TV show or a movie, or something funny. This today is going to be Insecure, the song by Fabulous. It's called Insecure. It's a skit within the song called Fabulous. If Fabulous is the rapper, the song is Insecure. The skit go like, so what you mean? What you doing? Did you fuck the nigga? Well, that's obvious. That's obvious. What do you mean you say that's obvious? What else did you do? You sucked the nigga dick? You sucked the nigga dick? And the bitch was like, that's a part of sex, right? That's a part of sex, right? And then the nigga was like, oh, you fucking bitch. Oh, you fucking bitch. Well, you been fucking on me. Now I gotta get my get back. You fucking dick sucker. I should knock your fucking forehead off, you fucking dick sucker. Are you calling me a dick sucker? I'm gone, y'all.